Hey Flosstube, the Stitching Farmer here, Elena. I'm here for an update. I was trying to, today's December the 27th, so I wanted to get one more update in before the new year so I could share WIP starts and my plans for 2021. I have my little girl here. This is Vivian. She is 3 months old. I'm probably going to have to, this is probably going to be a choppy video. Hopefully she'll go down for a nap pretty soon and then I can show you everything. But I'll probably have to start in stock because she's gotten to where she takes shorter naps. She's been a little under the weather. My youngest son, he's 4, and I think he got her a little sick. But she's got a bit of a cold, no fever or anything, but she's just real congested, poor thing. And she's got, her little cheeks are really rosy. Can't get her to look at the camera. Vivian. So I've been on maternity leave the last few months, 3 months. She was born in September. So I go back to work tomorrow and I'm really sad. It'll be good in some ways to start trying to get back into a routine and the swing of things. But I really enjoyed spending all day with her every day, and so it's gonna be a hard transition, but this will be the 3rd time I've done it, so I should be able to handle it. I didn't cry this time. With my first one I did, but she was going to go to daycare, but my husband, he's trying to get on as being an electrician, but he couldn't find a job, so I didn't really want to put her in daycare if he wasn't going to be working as an electrician, so he's just going to stay home with her, probably for probably her first year, and then we'll try again to put her in daycare, and that way she's not a baby. And you know, COVID's still going on right now. The vaccine is just coming out, so I'm a pharmacist, so I'll get to help vaccinate everyone for that. So, and it's a really busy pharmacy, so I'm a little rusty, so tomorrow should be a probably not so great day. It's a Monday. I'm working the morning shift, and it's the day after a holiday, a major holiday, the biggest holiday of the year, Christmas. Although some doctor's offices do close this week too, since it's the week of New Year's, but usually not so much. Usually it was last week they'll close, so it's usually really crazy and hectic after any holiday, especially, you know, Christmas and Thanksgiving are usually the 2 worst. So I'm not sure what's going to be going on. I feel like I'm out of the loop of everything. But I'm sure I'll pick it up quickly. Hey baby. Hey. So let's see what else has been going on. Not much. I've hardly left the house at all. It's kind of sad, but I don't really want to take her out. Took her out a couple times, but I'd rather just keep her at home. I've been doing the Walmart online grocery ordering, so then I just go pick it up or get my husband to go pick it up. Let's see, anything else? Can't really think of much. Been doing lots of stitching and quilting. She does take some naps, although her naps are getting shorter. She usually takes about a 30-minute nap now. Yes. And she's still not sleeping through the night, so we got up last night at 3, and then she didn't get up again until 8, so that was good. I have trouble falling back to sleep though once I get up at night, so I think last night she was up at 3:30, better. She went right back down. I didn't have any issues getting her back to sleep. Then I couldn't go back to sleep, so I remember looking at the clock, and last time I saw it was 5, so I'm like just gonna be perpetually tired until she starts sleeping through the night, probably till she goes to college. But I got 3 kids, so 2 boys and then this little girl, so there's always something going on, or someone's not sleeping, someone's crawling into bed with me. Get her to stand up. She's a good baby though. She really only cries when she's hungry or tired. Even though she's sick, she's still in a pretty good mood. So I will come back. I'm gonna go see if I can get her to lay down for her nap, and then I'll come back and show you all my whips. I've started 3 new things while I've been on maternity leave. I had a bit of startitis, so got some new whips to share. And I have some plans for next year. Only 2 things for sure that I want to start, but I'm not gonna like limit myself or anything. If something comes out and really grabs my attention, you know, I'm not gonna hold back. Life's too short. And so I will be back shortly. All right, so I was able to get the baby down for her nap. So I reversed the camera around so you can get a little bit better view. The first thing I want to show is this nice Italian lady sent me some fabric, so I was going to share that. Her company is Eclipse's Fabric. Oh, here we go. So this is a I meant to open this already, but I forgot to. So there's some very pretty fabrics here. So this one would be good for like an autumn piece. Have a couple things I could probably stitch it in. Maybe one of like the Nora's Witches is an orange here. It does look more reddish. This one is my favorite. It's like a blue purple. Be great for Mermaid. Has a bit of shimmer to it. See, here is another orange. And then this one's real pretty too. It's like a purple with a little pink in it. I like how it's more of a softer variation. I don't like it when it gets too modelly. I like how it just, the colors just kind of flow into each other. It's a very pretty, I'll link her Etsy shop below in the comments. And she also sent this cute little butterfly cross stitch necklace. So thank you very much. Oh, and here's a little how-to about her fabrics, how to care for them, about with the washing. So that was very sweet of her to send me that. Okay, first up I'm going to show my finishes from 2020. There's only 3, so this first one is the V for my daughter Vivian. I have not framed it yet. My plan is to frame it in a white frame. I'm going to try to do it myself. I'm just going to lace it. And so it didn't take too long. The letters by Nora are pretty fast. Quite a bit of beading. It seems like I had to leave a couple beads out. They're a bit bigger beads, so they didn't really, they couldn't all fit on there. And then these beads here are bigger. You can see there. The color of her skin, I wish it would have been a little less pink and more of a flesh colored, but overall I like it. I'm not sure if I'm going to matte it. If I do matte, it'll be the aqua color or this blue color here though. So I was going to try to see if I can find a frame for that, and FFOing is my least favorite thing to do. Next up is a little Just Nan. Let me get it out here. So this is the Spring Mouse Scissor Roll. I haven't FFO'd it yet. This is the mouse. I stitched it on everything with the call for fabric, the call for threads. It comes with a little bead pack. I'm not not the biggest fan of the fabric. It's a week's dye fabric. It's a little loose, the weave is. And then I started working on this and I cut it a little too short, so I had to unbaste it all, and I had to get it back together, but I got upset with it, so I stopped working on that, and I'll have to get back to it. So it's got the 4 little pictures there with the mouse, and then a little saying with the mice. It has some beads in it. A little hard to see, but there's some little pale, those are white, and then some pinky purple ones here. So it was a fun little stitch. I gotta get it into the scissor roll, which will look like that someday. Instead of basing, I think I'm going to use these sew tights here. I got these for English paper piecing, but I think it'd work well to hold this together too, instead of trying to baste it again. That's what these black lines are. They're not supposed to be there. They're basting lines, where I basted the back on, or the and then that will go like that. You have the little pocket for your scissors that I sewed together. So hopefully I will finish that someday. And then lastly was my big finish. This is Mermaid of Atlantis. Not sure if I'll be able to get it all in the frame here. This was stitched on, oh, I forget the color. It's one of the Fiberlicious Yummy fabrics, so, and it's one of the ones that is, now I can't remember the term, where it goes from light to dark colored. Sometimes words escape me, especially when I don't sleep well. Sorry, I keep sticking my finger in the camera. So I love her tail. That's my favorite part of the mermaids. And I love her face. Ombre, that's what it's called. I remembered. And it was, this is showing up kind of a bluish color, but it's really more green. The mermaid colors are showing up pretty well though. This here is pretty heavily beaded. I don't do the over one skin. I just don't have the patience for it. But it does look very good, but there's just too many mirrors I want to stitch. These are big beads on the side here, so they kind of tend to want to roll over. So hopefully maybe I'll have more finishes next year. The summer was really hot and I was heavily pregnant during the summer, so I don't think I stitched hardly at all this summer. I like her hair. When it gets too hot out, I don't like to stitch as much. This was a pain. This is, I think there's about 4 different color golds. Krynic, one of them was a cording, and that was not fun to work with. But it turned out very pretty, and I like all the beads here. Really makes the tail sparkle and shine. And then we've got some variegated floss here. So I just need to get a frame now. So those were all my finishes for 2020. Now we'll start. This is for my quilt that I'm working on for my son. I'll show the quilting stuff at the end, since I know a lot of people aren't into that. There's my sewing machine. I'm in my quilting room today because my son has taken over the dining room table, which is where I usually record the videos, because he got Legos and they're all over the table. So first up, this is one of my starts. I'm getting pretty close to a finish on this one. I've been working on this one pretty solid for the last few weeks. This one is Lady Orchid Moth by Nora Corbett. My dog has been jumping on the pattern. There's not very many colors with this one. There's only, I think I counted when there's 11. So not too bad, and then only 2 color beads. I thought I would get more bored with it since there's not very many colors, but I really haven't. I really like these colors a lot. This is how I keep my ones that I'm not using right at the time. I have a Paco organizer that I keep my threads on, and then I just cut off a little piece at a time. That's not the bead. Here's the other bead. These are the 2 bead colors. You got like a purple and then darker color. So they're gonna go all those where the holes are. And I love orchids. I try to grow them. I live in Florida, so you know, usually they grow pretty well here, but I accidentally had like 4 or 5 of them, and last winter I left them outside and we had a cold snap and it got freezing and they all died. So I haven't replaced my orchids yet. All right, so next up is going to be the Halloween quilt sampler. These are the pretty fall threads. And I have completed, oops, I got a mess here. This table's a lot smaller than where I usually film. So I completed the first row. I really have enjoyed stitching this one. I love the black work. Acorns and the leaves are a lot of fun to stitch. And those are fun to stitch too, the little quilt blocks. So this was on 32 count. I want to say it was vintage mocha, but I can't remember for sure. And I don't know where I put the, oh, here it is. 32 count vintage country mocha. Oh, that's right. So it has modeling on it. It's not on both sides. So if you decide to stitch on this, be sure you get the right side. If you want to do, because I made that mistake and had to pull out everything that I'd stitched already when I started it. So that, and then I had one more start. I wanted to do something Christmassy. So I started the Christmas tree from 2007. I think there's 6 or 7 of these, and they come kitted up with everything but the fabric. This one is was hard to get. I kept having to stock 1, 2, 3 stitch, and every time it would come on, I'd be at work, and so I couldn't buy it. And then by the time I got off and went to purchase it, it would already be out of stock again. So I finally got it. I think I was on my day off or something. And I was finally able to get it. So this is what it comes with. It has they're all classic colorworks. And then also the beads. This is what I'm stitching it on. 28 count dirty linen cashel. I'm not sure if that's what's recommended. Oh, I guess it is dirty linen from Zweigart on 28 count. There's quite a few beads. There's 5 color beads. So this is still on my, I use the quantum frames from Almanac Factory. So it was just a small start. I only worked on it. I believe I started each one on the 1st of the month. So I started the Halloween October the 1st, I started this one November the 1st, and then I started the Nora Corbett one on December the 1st. So I got the 2 little doves done. I started in the middle. So I'm working right here. So not a big start on that one, but this is my favorite of all the trees. I think it's so pretty. All right, so now for my widths. I'm going to move some things here. All right, so I'm going to insert later in the video the stockings that I have done so far. And this is the one I am working on for my daughter. Sorry, glare. So this is Holiday Glow. All the stockings I've done are the Dimensions Gold collections. They are very labor intensive. They are definitely a labor of love, but I do love them. This one has some cording on it. Not a lot of couching, luckily. Her name, so I spelled her name the long way. It's Vivienne. So I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to fit this on the sides. I might have to leave that off. But we'll see when we get there, because Oliver, that was a pretty short name. Vivienne is 8 letters long. So I don't know if I'll be able to fit it all, but if I have to leave it off, then that's fine. So just a small start on this one. I've been working, I started in the middle. And I've been working on the snowman scarf. So I don't know if I've made any progress since the last time I showed this. It wouldn't surprise me if I hadn't. It's been a while since I have pulled this out. But my goal is to get it done by the time she's 2. So it'll be her 3rd Christmas. All right, some of these are old whips that I pulled out. I just wanted to just show everything. I don't have any plans to complete them all next year, but this is a Stoney Creek. They have a free pattern of the month every month. So this one was from, I want to say, it might have been 2018. I don't know if they... yes, so this is from 2018. This is the full thing. I have made it to there. I got a little upset with it because on the witch, I made her arm 1 stitch longer. I really want to take it out, but I don't know, I've gotten all that done. The whole witch, I'd have to take out pretty much everything, all of that. Everything but this little part. And it's only 1 stitch. It probably really doesn't make the difference other than when you finish it, it's going to be 1 stitch over. I don't know, I probably won't take it out, but it's kind of what's been hindering me working on it though, because I'm not happy, but I need to just get over with it and just work on it, because these other 2 or 3 are really cute. So that is that one. This one has... Stoney Creek tends to have a lot of back stitching on it, which I have stopped waiting to the end to do it all, so I don't mind it as much. My mom used to always tell me, gotta wait till the end to do all the back stitching, but now I've decided there's no rules in cross stitch other than making sure your stitches all go the same way. And I think I even do my stitches in the opposite way that is recommended. So I got 3 parts left on that one. Oh, I still got a little bit left to do in there too, so I'm not completely fully finished with it, or with that second part. Let's see. This one I really love. I'm gonna try to pull this one out some more in 2021. This is Peacock and Pomegranate. I think this is a really cute pattern. It's by Cottage Garden Samplings. She's doing another series soon that is really cute. So she just only showed the first one, but it's this really cute little snowman, geez. And it's all stitched with DMC. I believe, let's see, what fabric do they recommend? Natural linen, so I'm pretty sure that's what I'm stitching on, the 36 natural linen. I'm thinking about putting a little sparkle into it. I want to get a rainbow gallery thread and put it in this bottom row here. I'm thinking maybe part of the middle. That way it'll give it a little sparkle. And perhaps also the middle part of these. I might make it into something sparkly, because I think it would look pretty with that. But I love peacocks, so this one was right up my alley. Alright, so I got just a small start. This is a dimensions. It's a little dirty. I need a, oops, that's the wrong side. I try to get a little press, but I think it needs a little steam. But once I finish it, we'll wash this one. So this is Christmas on the Beach. I live in Navarre, Florida. So we have beautiful white sand beaches with emerald water. So I thought this would be a great addition for Christmas here, since I live, it's about a 10 or 15 minute drive to the beach. It's right, I live probably like 30-45 minutes from Destin, Florida. That's what most people are most familiar with. I used to live in Destin when we first moved here. Oh, it's been about 12 years ago now. And then we moved to Niceville and we lived there for 10 years. Then I took a job over here in Navarre, so we moved here in May. So there's not a whole lot here, but hopefully they'll start adding some more stuff. I would, you know, at least need like a Chick-fil-A here. There's no Chick-fil-A. But there is some great little local places to eat. So that is all of my whips. So now I'm going to share new starts. Let me go grab something real quick. So I completely forgot to share the progress on my Shadowland. I have worked on this a little bit. I think I was working on it back in September, maybe some October. My goal was to finish the border. So I finished that up. All of these palm trees. These are very hard to stitch. There's a lot of back stitching. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit. You really have to pay attention to what you're doing with these. It's not mindless stitching, that's for sure. There's some satin stitches. This was kind of neat to do with the wildflowers, which is a heavier kind of wool-based thread. And then outlined in Rainbow Gallery. This is Silk Lame braid, my favorite thing to stitch with. I got the, I guess you call it cross hatching or woven. Got that all finished up. Finally finished the back of her side. Started a little start on the gate. This will be the last gate and the last thing I have to stitch. Then after that I can start the beading. once I finish all the stitching, I will unroll it and show the whole thing before I start beading it. It has quite a bit of beads. There's none on the buildings, but there is quite a bit. Like there's some beading in there and here, all these open spots in there. I love this piece, but I will be glad when it's finished because it's a big piece. So it has been, I started it in 2019, I want to say. This was the last mystery that Martina did before she passed away. So there are no directions with it. You just have the pattern, but she would always give you directions on how to do the specialty stitches. And so there's none of that. So there is a Shadowland support group on Facebook, and there is a file in there, and that is what I'm following for the specialty stitches. So I'm getting close, you know, I'm almost to the finish line. I only like to have one Mirabilia and one Shadowland on the go at any time. So once I finish this, I can start a new one. All right, so my plans for next year, I've only got 2 things that I would definitely going to start. And then I might start some other stuff too, who knows. Where was the first thing? Is the Modern Folk Embroidery Stitch Along. So this is a 12-month stitch along. And it's Modern Folk Embroidery. I'll link it below too. So it has 2 different colors. He didn't list the colors, but he did a Flosstube. And Jacob recommended, if you wanted to match this mock-up here, what colors to use. Or there's a version where you can just do monochrome. I'm not a big fan of red, so I've decided to go with the blue. I debated, I went back and forth on doing, let me move this out of the way, on doing a variegated floss, but in the end I just decided just to do the blue. Grab that. So just the 2 colors. So for the darker, it is $37.50. The lighter is $9.32. And you need quite a bit of skeins. Let's see. The fabric I decided went with is 36 count antique ivory. I wanted to do platinum, but they were 1, 2, 3 stitch was sold out of the platinum, so I ended up going with this instead, which I think the colors look good on it, so I think that'll be just fine. I think it was 12 of one color and 13 of the other, so quite a bit. I get so excited to start these sowls, but I rarely ever finish it. Probably by March, I'll be like, I don't feel like working on that anymore. But I really do like it a lot. So this will be 12 parts. My little girl is waking up, so let me just share real quick with you my other start that I wanted to do. And I'll come back a little bit later and show the quilting that I'm working on. So this is September Sapphire Fairy. My daughter was born in September, so I want to do this for her. It has blending filament, and I'm used to blending filament being blended with other DMC, but I don't know, I'll have to look through it, but it doesn't look like it is. There's 3 colors of the blending filament. It's been a long time since I've worked with this. There's some in the Midsummer Night Fairy. And it seems like that was blended with the DMC thread. So I'm not, maybe I blended with the white or something. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to read over it. And then there is one water lily. It's not the prettiest color. Dark shadows. It's hard to even tell where the red is. I'm guessing it's probably maybe in her hair or the kimono, or maybe the butterflies, I'm not sure. I decided to stitch it on Fiberlicious April Showers. This is a 32 count opalescent. Pretty sure it's a fat quarter. I'm gonna have to make sure it is big enough. So I think it's a pretty color though. And then the bead pack. So those are the two starts I want to do for next year. This one, the Modern Folk Embroidery, will be my New Year's Day start. I got everything, I'm ready to go. I have the day off because the pharmacy's closed New Year's Day. So I'm gonna sit home and start that. And then she may have fallen back to sleep. So let me just show real quick what these things that I have cut out here are for my quilt. Oh, let me go ahead and I want to insert a Christmas, my Christmas stockings real quick. All right, so I was gonna share my Christmas stockings with you guys. I show these every year, but I'm so proud of them. They were really hard to do. They took me quite some time. Probably about, I'd say 6 months each. So this is my husband's. His name is Michael. This was the first one I ever did. I did it before we had any of our children. So get up close here. It's got some couching on it, which is how it looks like a solid line instead of how the back stitching. And it is tacked in place with another strand of thread. It's got little sequins on it. I thought there was some cording on this one, but I guess there's not. So that's my husband's. This is my oldest son's, Logan. The kids' stockings are my favorites. Some more couching with that gold thread. This gold thread is a nightmare to work with. It wants to tangle constantly. Probably should have switched it up to Rainbow Gallery. Cute little doggy. Oh, and then my middle child, my youngest son, Holden. This one has, actually has beads on it. Little gold beads. There's some more in the tree too. This is my other favorite. The two kids are my favorites. There's some cording. So basically the thread gets twisted up and then you tack it down with the thread of the same color to make the cording. It's a pain. I don't really care to work with 2 needles. And some more couching with the gold thread. More beads. Little cardinal. Just love the colors of Santa's outfit. It's a little different from the usual red. Reminds me of like kind of an old school Santa. And this one is mine. I like this one because it has silver instead of gold. I don't remember there being anything real difficult on this one. Some French knots. One thing I don't like about French knot is it's hard to get consistency, I feel like, with them. They always turn out all different sizes. I thought those were beads for a second, but no, it's just French knots. So I've seen a couple people on Facebook back these with quilting instead of the felt that comes with it, which is what I backed them with. I think her Flosstube channel is Little Yellow House Needleworks, and then also Gemstone Stitches. They showed the quilted backing. So I may take them apart and redo them because I really like how they looked backed with the quilted material. But it would be a lot of work, so I didn't finish these either. My mother-in-law did because finishing is not my favorite thing. I still got my daughters to do too. She's 3 months, so hopefully I'll have it done by the time she's like 2. This is a picture of us on the beach last year, and then this is my daughter's newborn picture. She's so cute. A little picture of our kitties. They both passed away. This is us on our wedding day. We look so young and happy. I don't have a whole lot of Christmas stuff stitched up. I'll show you one other thing. Here's a view of it's our dining area in the kitchen. The couch, this is my stitchy spot. It's a mess. My son and his switch. My stitchy light. If you don't have one, they are the best. Another thing I've had to add to my collection is reading glasses. I'm really struggling to see the holes. I can still read fine, but those holes in the linen are getting real small. This is us on a vacation. I think we were in Jamaica here many years ago. So this is one of those little bead and button kits by Mill Hill. This is the only one I've ever finished. Has a little star button. It has quite a bit of beads too. I stitched it on the perforated paper it came from, which I think if I ever do another one, I'll stitch it. I'll switch out to fabric instead. Because, I don't know, sometimes it kind of can bend and is that. I don't really have any other stitching here, just some little Christmas decorations. My Lego gingerbread house that I built and then glued down so my kids don't take it apart. A little train. And this is my kids' little play area. Here's all their newborn pictures. They're all so cute. And then I need to get a new one made with all 3 of us. There's another beach picture. So hopefully I'll share my daughter's whip that I've started for her stocking. I haven't put very much into it yet. But that's where my craft room door is. Our house is a mess. It's 2 days after Christmas though, so I guess you can expect that. And there's our little fire, and there's my dog. This is how she always sleeps. Lola! She's an American Eskimo, and she loves to sleep on her back. Hi, puppy. Hi, pretty girl. And one more view of the stockings. Okay, so I'm back to do the quilting section. So this is what I'm working on for my son. It's the Dinosaur by Elizabeth Hartman. And they're different fabrics, so it's not all cotton fabrics. Also got kind of this type of linen fabric here. And I thought there was another one too. This plaid one here. It's not your typical cotton fabric either. But it has been, and I've enjoyed making this block so far. My son, this is going to be for my middle child, Holden. He loves rainbow stuff. So he is all excited about this quilt. He's 4. So he's into dinosaurs too. So each one you have to make 6 in 6 colorways. So each one of these was 3 of them. And I've also done this block here. So those are the 2 blocks I have finished. So you got the 6 different colorways. And let's see, let me share. I bought myself for Christmas what Santa brought me, aka myself. I got a fat quarter bundle of Folktale. I love this fabric. So I didn't know with quilting fabric, it's a one and done thing with the print. So they print it once and then never again. And I spent forever looking for a certain fabric. I got this pattern here and I was so excited about it and I wanted it just like it is here. And I searched high and low for this fabric. I was Googling everything I could think of to find this fabric. And then I finally figured out that they print a fabric once and never again. So that was disappointing to see all these beautiful fabrics when you come into quilting and they're all out of print. But I ended up doing it in Tula Pink's one of her Zuma fabric line, which is like an ocean. But I finished the quilt top and it's in my closet waiting to be bound. Also got, this is Sherry and Chelsea's Balboa collection. Another fat quarter bundle. It's so hard to cut into these. I don't know what to do with it yet. They're all so pretty and hopefully I can come up with some pattern. So that was my Christmas present to myself. And I'm also going to show, I haven't shared my daughter's quilt. I finally finished that. It's quilted, bound, and everything. So let me go in her room and show you that. Alright, so this is the nursery. I have her name on the wall. I have these little paper flowers to go around her name, but I haven't put them up yet because my husband's supposed to bring me something to hang them with because he says what they came with. We'll take the paint off the wall, and he just painted this room, so he does not want me. She doesn't sleep in our crib yet. I have a bassinet that stays by our bed, so that's why all this stuff is in her crib. But this is the quilt that I made for her. I got the pattern off of one of Missouri Star Quilt Company. Let me see if I can get it in the floor here. So it's a pinwheel pattern. I thought it was super cute. I did it with the Abbey Rose fabric line. I backed it with Minky, which was a bit of a pain to work with. I just did a meandering quilt. I did it myself on my domestic machine. I didn't long arm it. I machine quilted the binding. I'm not real happy. It's hard to tell, but it's not like the best job on the binding. But it was my first time ever machine binding. I only finished 2 quilts. Another one I did by hand. But it was a cute little fun pattern to do. It wasn't too difficult. You only have to match up that main point. They're not all perfect. But hey, it's fine with me. Can't really tell from far away. I just love that fabric collection. I kind of wish I would have left out the dark blue and just kept to the lighter prints. But I think it's fine. It's a little bit bigger than crib sized. I wish I would have done smaller blocks. I did it with the 5-inch charm packs. I kind of wish I would have gone down to a 2.5 and did it with that instead. So I could still get the same number of blocks, but it would be a smaller quilt. So that is hers. And I think that should be about all I have to share with you guys. So if you have any questions, leave me a comment below and I will try to either answer them there or on my next video. So I will see y'all in 2021. Everyone have a happy new year.